No Boundaries Podcast, Season 3 back in effect.
Yes,
Josh
sir.
QKelly. Shout out to our super producer, Daryl Mays, back in the building. And today we got a special one.
Special one.
A lot of times, a lot of people request for us to have, rappers, athletes, this, that, and the third on. But sometimes we just want to educate the people.
Right.
And for this one, basically, she popped up on my Explore page. And I said, wow, I went to school with that girl.
Right.
I said, I know her. It's crazy because she's doing some phenomenal things when it comes to real estate and the housing market. And for a black African-American woman, man, it uplifts my spirit.
Right.
So with all that being said, your fairy, God realtor,
Yes.
Mecedez is in the building.
Yes,
What's good?
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm just really happy for you guys to even create a platform like this. This
Right.
is so dope. Like, y'all don't even understand. Like,
Appreciate that.
it's so dope, like, for real.
Oh no, we
Appreciate
thank
it,
you.
yeah.
You didn't have to do this. We thank you for coming on. Let's, we're gonna get into everything. Obviously, what you're doing with the real estate, but let's just start. As far as where you're from and your upbringing. Was it 2-parent household? All that good stuff.
So I am born and raised here in Charlotte. My whole family is here, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, everything. I grew up in a 1-parent home.
Okay.
But my dad, he was around, but he wasn't in the home. But, we have a really good relationship now.
Right.
I'm the type, I don't hold grudges. Life is too short for that. So
Right.
once we were able to build that relationship, I was ready. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So, and I'm all about family and uplifting everybody. So it was eye-opening, but I was definitely grateful that, when we did get back in touch, it was good. But as far as family, they're so supportive. All my friends and everything is here in Charlotte. And I've had a really good support system as far as family and friends and even people I don't know. Like,
Right.
it's crazy because you never know who's rooting for you.
Facts.
Like, people that
Facts.
don't even know you, and like, I get people that come up to me or like, comment on Instagram like, you doing your thing. And I'm like, dang, I didn't even know you
Right.
follow me, or I didn't
Right.
even know that you was paying attention. I'm just doing my thing and making
Exactly.
sure I'm doing what I got to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's a blessing, to, like I said, you guys build a platform. I'm doing the same thing with my company. And I want to have that open communication with anybody that have any questions or anything like that,
Most definitely.
So.
Most definitely.
And I think what makes it so beautiful is that, like, for you to be a young black woman and for people to come up to you and feel inspired by you. Like, all the
Oh, my
time you
goodness,
see
I
people,
feel like,
post
oh, my goodness.
memes about, like, getting into real estate, getting into, buying property.
Right.
And for you to do something that people only look at on the screen, people dream of, and you already putting those thoughts and actions into realities is an amazing thing. And I think we need more black women like you in this
We do.
community.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes,
Definitely.
we do. We do. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to start my own company within real estate. Before I even got my license, I knew I wanted to start my own company.
Right.
And so I made sure I did everything that I needed to get to that point. And before you can start your own company, you have to work for a company for 2 years. So I
Right.
made sure I went to a big company so I can learn everything. And as soon as my 2-year mark hit, y'all, my firm application was already filled out in the mail.
Goodness.
Right.
And it was God, in my opinion, because the week that I sent off my application, I started having problems with the company that I was with. They were saying stuff about my braids. They were like, it was really crazy. And I was planning on staying with them for another 6 months, just to kind of get everything going.
Right.
But it's just so crazy how everything happened. And when I got my firm license, I was like, I don't have to deal with this. Like, y'all don't even understand. Like, this was just a pit stop.
Right. Peace.
You know,
Exactly.
and
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
it was just always like, oh, you're reaching too high. You're, just be complacent with this. And I'm like, no, like,
Right.
look where you at. Who, you did what you had to do to get where you're at. Why would you tell me not to reach for the stars?
Right.
And I took that and I was like, I'm not going to run my business like that. And so all the agents that I have now, it's like I'm training them. I want y'all to go do that. I want y'all to have other avenues other than real
Right.
estate sales. Get into
Right.
property management, get into home
Facts.
inspections and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because there's so much money out here. Once sales slow down, you have property management, or if that slows down, you have this. And what I found at the other companies, it was like, no, they try to keep me in a box.
In
So,
one lane.
I'm always open-minded. I've helped one of my agents start their own firm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just that type
Wow.
of person. Like I said, like, it's enough money for everybody.
Exactly.
And if it's a blueprint always, know,
Right.
and I don't know everything. Of course I don't. But as
still
I'm
learning.
learning,
Exactly.
this is what I learned,
Yup,
and
yup.
this is how we can move forward. So now she has her own firm and she's doing great. you know, and we're still cool. And I always let all my agents know, like, hey, I'm gonna train y'all, but y'all not stuck here, you know.
Right,
And
right.
in real estate, the bigger companies, it's all about promoting that company, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
with me, I'm like, you are your own company, you are the
Exactly.
business, you know.
Yep.
So, you know, of course you're under my company, but I want you to build yourself up too.
Facts.
You know,
Build your brand up.
Exactly.
Yep.
And because I didn't have that, you know, when I started my
Started up.
company and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm gonna make sure I drew that in their heads. Like,
Right.
y'all can be more than this. Like, you can build your own company. You don't have to stay here. This can be, you know, you can start here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you how to make money so you can make it on your own.
Man.
Kind of thing. You
Like,
know, so
what would you say the biggest thing? All right, let's go back to your upbringing in Charlotte. What would you say the biggest thing that you faced, like adversity, through, whether it was in high school, maybe it was at UNC Charlotte? What was the biggest thing adversity wise that you faced?
I think the biggest thing that I had to face was at the beginning, like, you know, your family loves you and your friends are going
Right.
to support you, but I had to learn everything on my own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was the first person to graduate from college. I was, you know, the first person to, you know, start my own business. I've always been an entrepreneur, you know,
Right.
so I had my own company when I was 18. You
Really?
know what I'm saying? Yeah, I used to sell hair. I used to sell
Oh, so you been hustling,
Yeah,
then.
I've
You
been
been
hustling,
hustling,
yeah,
right?
you know.
Bonus for the low.
And
You feel me?
what I had to go through was just like sometimes I didn't have that support. So I had to
Right.
get up every day. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. I don't care if I didn't have a crowd or anybody saying congratulations. And you know, sometimes that can be hard, but
Yep. I know. For
I
real.
wanted it bad. Like my passion overcame all of that. So it was like that person told me no. Okay, well I'm gonna go figure out another way.
Figure it
you know,
out, yeah.
it was never nothing too big that I couldn't overcome.
Right.
And that's
But you know, that was one of the biggest things. Like having to be my own support system. Sometimes, like my family not even knowing what I got going on, but they know I was up to something.
Right.
You know, so I would say that was one of the biggest things. Like you got to be your own cheerleader sometimes.
Right.
Everybody's not gonna be behind you, and everybody's not gonna believe you or believe in you until it's done. And then they like, oh, I
Then
knew
you gonna get that
Exactly.
love.
There it is.
No,
You
I
get
knew
love.
I could do it. You know
Yup.
what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And that's what matters to me. You know.
That's amazing. And how I kind of look at it, you brought up an interesting point, how you worked at that company for 2 years. And just to put your head down and stay focused for that 2 years, knowing that you had a bigger purpose.
Right,
But
right.
sometimes being in certain situations, people will try to dim your light. You know, of course, you faced a lot of turmoil and boundaries and loops that you had to go through. And for you to stay focused and still have that confidence to keep pushing and keep going, and knew that God had a bigger purpose for you.
Oh, yeah.
That's the amazing thing about it, because, and I just want to ask you, you know, with that company that you used to work for, did you see anybody like you? Was there any black representation? Did you feel like anybody took you under their wing and kind of led you
question.
along those 2 years? Because I know I'm for sure you had haters in there with the braids, you know, you was talking about, or just them trying to box you. So did you have anybody in there that kind of guided you through that 2 years and kind of kept your spirits up a little bit, you know?
I'm not gonna lie, not really. You know, I was within those 2 years. I was with 2 different companies, and I left both of them for the same reason. You know, I didn't feel like I had the right mentorship. So even before real estate, I felt like I was my own support system. When I got into real estate, you know, I couldn't find a mentor that really cared enough to make sure I was good. So that's
Right.
why I wanted to make sure I was a good mentor. And, you know, working those 2 years with those companies, I learned how I didn't want to run my company.
Right.
You know, so especially being a new face in real estate, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? You have to build that business and stuff
Dog
like
eat
that.
dog world.
Yeah, and no matter what
Yep.
industry you're in, a mentor is the best thing that you can have.
Facts.
And I can honestly say I did not have not one mentor. You know, and it was so crazy because I could have went so much more further my first and second year in real estate if I did. But those 2 years made me who I am now. And it's going to make my company so much more better because I'm not going to leave my agents hanging out there.
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I didn't get taught in my first 2 years. And so now I can make sure that they're going to be successful because I know what I needed to know that I
Right.
didn't get taught, that I can teach them. So I never look at it in a bad way. I look at it as a blessing.
Right.
Because if I wouldn't have been able to learn what I learned and everything, I would have been kept in that box.
Right.
Because with real estate, the way it works is, when you're working for a company, like I said, they want you to promote that company. So you have a company website, company email, all that stuff like that.
Right.
Once you leave that company, all that stuff is gone. They take it from you.
Right.
So
they take that scholarship away from you.
They take it all from
Take
because
that
they want you to
scholarship.
be dependent on them.
Right.
So I had to learn when I went to the second company. I was like, that's not going to happen again. I'm going to prepare myself. So I started learning how to put my contacts here and put my emails here, and let me get my own website made. Let me get my own cards made. So when I leave here, I'm not stuck flat like I was the first time.
Yeah.
And so now with my company, I'm showing all of my agents the loopholes that they don't want you to know.
Right.
Because I want you to grow. Like
Exactly.
I don't expect you to be here forever.
Each one teach one.
Exactly.
Right.
So this is what you can, and they're just like, oh my God. And all of my agents have come from bigger companies.
Wow.
And they're just like, I was not getting this there. Like, and that's why I'm here. And I'm just like, I just be so excited, y'all. Like,
Right.
I
I can tell in your voice.
I love what I do. I have so much passion for it.
Right.
So whenever anybody hit me up like, hey, I want to get into real estate, or hey, I want to buy a house, I'm like, oh yeah, come on, this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
This and this. Like, I can help you all the way along. I'm helping a couple people right now that's taking the classes, and I don't even expect them to come to my company.
Right.
I'm like, if you have any questions, I can show you how to study.
Right.
I can show you what to study, what to, how to think, how they're going to trip you up. And if you decide to, you can come interview with me. If not, go ahead, and I want you to be very successful. You
Right.
know,
Most
but
definitely.
you always got my number if you have questions or anything like that.
That I have to ask. So when you went to UNC Charlotte, what was your major?
My major was communication.
So what was the switch up at?
So my major was communication, and it was with a concentration in health.
Okay.
I wanted
Same.
to get into health administration, but I had always been in sales, so I was originally wanting to do pharmaceutical sales.
Okay.
And then when I tell y'all, real estate came so random, but like I tell you, everything happens for a reason.
does.
Right.
A friend of mine, we were just sitting talking, eating one day, and she was like, yeah, I have a friend that lives in Raleigh, and she's in real estate, and she's just doing so good. I think I'm gonna take the class. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea,
Right.
I never thought about it. So I'm just sitting there Googling, and I was like, you know what? The next day I was like, girl, I think I'm gonna take the real estate class with you. Signed up for it. She never took the class. I ended up taking the class by myself, and I fell in love with it. Like, that's why I was like, it's just the people that you're around. Like, one sentence really changed my whole life. Because if she wouldn't have brung that up, I would have never thought about real estate. And we were supposed to take it together. She never took the class. I took it by myself, and I was just like, oh my God, like, this is for me. Like,
Do you talk to her about it to this day?
Yes, like she is so supportive. Like, she's just like,
what's
I'm
up.
so proud of you. Like, I'm so glad that
That's
you
what's up.
did that,
Yeah.
and everything. But we still in contact and everything. And she actually commented on one of my stories today because I'm getting into yoga and stuff. And I'm
Right.
like, I'm just trying to have like balance and, in every area of my life. She's like, girl,
Right.
you doing it. Like, you
Yeah.
just keep doing what you're doing because you're on the right path,
That's what's up.
and you don't need no crowd behind you.
Right.
Because you already know.
Your own cheerleader.
Right.
Exactly. I'm my own cheerleader, so I'm going to be lit regardless.
Right,
You know,
right.
and just having that mindset, you got to keep going. Because
Right.
you ain't going to always have people behind you.
That's a
And
fact.
how do you? I want to know, like, how do you keep that balance? Because obviously you're a young woman. You still got your goals that you got to align. You still got family that you got to balance. You still got the business. You
Yes.
still got social media, friends. Wanting to go out, want to do different things. How do you, even love life? How do you keep a balance where you kind of keep everything compartmentalized, but at the same time you show love to all different aspects of your life that you got going on?
How? I don't even know how to answer that because it just really feels natural. Like, it's not even, I really don't even have to try. Like,
God-given.
in the most
Exactly.
most humblest way.
Right.
Y'all. Like, when I put my mind to something, especially my business, my family, my finances and stuff like that, and just me becoming a better person, understanding myself, understanding, other people's perspective. It's all about how you see yourself. Because if someone says something about me or whatever the case is, I don't see it as a, something against me. I feel like that's against you. That's you. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's just how you look at everything.
Right.
I wake up every day and know what my goal is. I know where I want my company to be, and it's not there today. Okay, let me get that done.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? And it's just really about passion.
Right.
I pray every day. God is really a big part of my life.
No, that's
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And I really focus a lot of stuff around that because in my eyes, God is love, God is positivity, God is believing in yourself. And if I can really embody that, like, you can't tell me nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't make me feel bad about anything. Like, I don't regret anything. Everything that I've done, said, all the people I've met has gotten me to where I am, you know, and I'm just going to keep going up from there.
That's
you
what's
know,
up.
so just really putting my trust in God and believing it in myself.
That's what's up.
You know,
yeah.
And it's just up, you know.
Right.
Up. It's a blessing.
So what high school in Charlotte did you attend?
So I went to West Mec my first 2 years, and then I started college early. I went to Cato Middle College High School, and that's where I got my high school diploma from. And so when I went to, I didn't go to UNC first. I ended up going to UNCG before UNC. But once I did get into college, I was already a sophomore because I had started college early.
Right.
So I've always been that type of person. Like, I need a challenge. I need a challenge.
Yeah.
And when I was at West Mac, I didn't feel like I was getting that. And so the opportunity with the to start college early came about, and I was like, that's for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I wasn't being challenged at all, and I was like, this is what I need to do, and it just all worked out from there.
Right. Now let's go ahead and get to the specifics. You know, you have a lot of families. You know, we talk about it when it comes to everything that's going on right now, right, with the racial division in the country.
Right.
You talk about home buying, first-time home buyers, or whatever case, especially a black family.
Right.
Yes.
What are some of the difficulties you see that just the way the system is set up, whether it's the home lending, just the overall
bias,
credit, you know, exactly,
racial
the bias,
bias, discrimination.
And it's a lot of bias. It's a lot of that. One of the biggest things that I see is the lack of information. And so one of the things, the biggest thing that got me interested in real estate was the knowledge that I had developed while I was taking that class and understanding the importance of real estate. Like, real estate is, you know, the way to wealth.
Right.
It is what it is. Like, real estate isn't going anywhere. They're not making any more of it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, you know, understanding my finances on my own and being able to share that information, because a lot of the people that I talk to now, they really think that buying a home is impossible. Like, no, they think that, like, that's not even something that's on their radar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And once every person that I've ever sat down with, and I can really say this, every person that I've sat down with and explained the process to them, they're like, that's it? You know what I'm saying? Or I'm like, call me. You know what I'm saying? I can walk you through everything. So that's one of the biggest disappointments to me, is like the lack of information. And you know, they don't teach this stuff in school
at all.
You know, at all. And I'm like, that's crazy. And they just put you out in this world and expect you to know everything. And that's not the case. So if I wouldn't have became a real estate agent, I probably wouldn't even know most of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's one of my biggest goals, is to educate, you know, from the consumer side, but also if you want to get into real estate too, you know, it's not for everybody, you know, but as long as you know your options, and a lot of our community don't even see that as an option. And that was like really saddening to me. And I'm just like, no, like, I feel like I have a purpose, you know, to get that out and just show them what's possible. And it's so many different first-time home buyer programs out here that want to help you get into that. People don't even know that.
So
you know,
I got
so much stuff.
So I got a question with that. For the viewers out here that's watching, that may be in the age range between 23, 24, and 30 years old, and they're really having, I guess, thoughts about maybe buying a home, but they don't know how to go about it or what proper steps that they need to take. What are like 3 or 4 tips that can kind of get them started, kind of kick started into them, you know, getting to their first home, or just a process that they may have to go through to get there?
The first thing that I would say is millennials are the #1 home buyers right now. And we are the biggest generation in the U.S. right now, too. So millennials are buying up homes, you know. So I think they're starting to catch on, you know, understand what I'm saying? But as far as tips, I would just say getting in contact with a realtor, you know. You can look up stuff online all day, you know, but I can say with the home buying process, it is all individualized. So every situation is different. So I don't think that there is like, you know, a universal like tip for everybody, because this person might have good credit but no revolving, you know, or like no income, or, you know, it's just different things. So the first thing to do would be to get into contact with a lender or a real estate agent. You can really just Google. You know what I'm saying? People sleep on Google, but it's just the small things. It's one step at a time. You don't have to have everything together.
Right.
Somebody's like, oh, well, I know my credit isn't good, so I'm not even going to try. No, your credit isn't good. Well, get into contact with somebody that can help you with your credit.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's all about taking that next step.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The main things that these lenders are looking for are your credit and your debt to income ratio, meaning, you know, how much you make and how much, you know, you're paying as far as like car payment or
Student
creditors
loans.
and student loans and stuff
Yep.
like that. So just having a better understanding of your own finances will put you in a better position for not just real estate, but for your life period,
Right.
savings and whatever the case is, you know.
Right.
So just really being open-minded and not thinking, oh, this is just impossible.
Right. Because I seen something on your page that was so funny but so true. Crazy but true. You said a lot of guys out here flossing with the $2,000 designer clothing and
drip.
everything,
It's ridiculous.
but they still paying rent instead of paying a mortgage, which is basically like your savings.
Exactly.
Which you can refinance your house, do whatever you got to do to pay off your kids' college fund or whatever the case may be. So, like, what about that mindset? Or, before I even get to that, I always wanted to ask, has there ever been a situation where you had a potential suitor, potential customer, and they were Caucasian, and they saw you were African-American woman, they said, nah, we want to go somewhere else, or no, anything like that?
I've never, not to my face, never
Okay.
to my face. I am very adaptable. Like I said, I have a degree in communication, but even before that, like, I'm a people person. So, like,
Right.
I can start a conversation with anybody, you
Right.
know, so never to my face has that ever happened or anything like that. Not from a consumer side, but I think it may have happened on the company side, like, hey, I'm gonna give this client to this person because they might relate better. But it's like, so
Right.
definitely, you know, but as a consumer, no, not really. And most of my clients are African American, you know, so, and not that I do it on purpose, but I feel like they can really use my attention more, you know,
Right. Most definitely.
because they are the ones that don't think that, you know, they don't know what the next step is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they are going to get discriminated against, like
Right.
whether it's in their face or behind their back.
Right.
You know, and like I said, I feel like I have a purpose to, you know, help whoever I can so that they don't have to deal with that.
Right.
You know, I can't erase it, you know, but I can do my part in making sure that, you know, you're not buying a house because, you know, someone isn't trying to give you a loan. I have a black lender. I have, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we
That's a
can make
beautiful
this, we're gonna
thing.
make this
That's
work.
what's
That's
you
a
know?
beautiful thing.
Exactly. So it's just all about knowing yourself, you know, and being okay with giving out that information and stuff like that. But it's a process.
Right.
It's a process, and I definitely think that a lot of our people are being let down.
Right.
You know, so I was watching on the news, and they was, you know, they had did this little thing for on this company, and they sent a black lady in, a white lady in, and they were just saying, like, they told the black lady, hey, you know, we can't show you any houses until you get your pre-qualification letter.
I
you
think
know,
I've seen that.
you know, and but they showed the other lady, you know, but in real estate, you know, I'm not showing no house either unless you got a pre-qual, white, black, purple, yellow. But it's just in that situation, it was like, oh, you don't have one, but I'll show you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just things like that, and they will never know, because if them cameras wasn't hitting, they would have never knew. They just would have been like, dang, well, I can't get a pre-qual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's just little things like that. You never know what goes on behind closed doors. So, and I can't speak for everyone isn't like that.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying that, but it happens all the time. It happens all the time.
And that's sad.
It's horrible. It's horrible, but you know,
Yeah.
we can only do our part.
Right.
You know.
Most definitely. In the same breath, you are, you know, a beautiful woman.
Right.
Thank you.
Has there ever been guys that, you know, had you show them a house just for the fact they want to
Just so they want some attention. Just so they can get a good 30 minutes with you.
Not that I know of.
Right.
Not that I know of. No.
Okay, so you never been
Okay.
hit on while showing the house or nothing like that? Or?
I have, but
Okay.
I'm straightforward.
Right.
I'm very straightforward. I'm gonna let you know how I feel. Like, if I feel any kind of way, I'm gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? But you know, people, they shoot their shot, you know, but I've never had anyone that was like overly aggressive or just wanted to see a house
Just because of that.
Yeah, not
Right.
that I know of.
Right.
So if you could, with you being a business-minded woman, I was actually watching an interview that Nick Cannon did with, I think, B. Simone.
Oh,
and she was talking about, she couldn't date a 9-to-5 dude. She got to date a businessman, an entrepreneur, a boss. So with that being said, would you date a man that's, doing a 9-to-5, or since you on your boss status, you running your business, you doing your thing, you got to have a boss too?
So I feel like it can go either way, but I don't need anyone that's already up there, because I'm gonna be lit. I'm gonna get where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be straight. Right. So I feel like with that mindset and me just doing what I gotta do to make sure I'm good, I can date who I want, not who I need.
Right.
So that's really big. But of course, you gotta match my ambition. You know what I'm saying? I don't need anybody that's making more money than me or that's all the way up there, but you gotta be showing some kind of potential. You gotta, because if you're around me and you don't get motivated, something wrong.
Right.
Something is wrong. Like literally every person that I've dated has told me, like, dang, you motivated me. Like, you kind of made me into a better person. You know what I'm saying?
That energy that you bring,
yeah,
you're gonna feel it.
And that's why I say, like, I can meet you at whatever, level you are. And if you don't get motivated from being around me, you're not for me anyway.
Right.
But no, I don't need someone that's already a boss. Like, if you can come into my life and I can help you get there, that's even better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can help each other get there, but in my opinion, I don't need anyone that's already a boss.
So you can date a potential upcoming SoundCloud rapper with 22 views on all his mixtapes.
I have.
Oh wow!
Oh shit! Hold on, tell us about that experience.
Yeah, I have.
Tell us about that experience and how that kind of maybe clashed in your personal life and what you, because obviously, like with you having a great business that you moving and you're dating a man that's has aspiration to be a rapper and shit ain't clicking with him, but how did that affect you, and do you think that kind of played a part in maybe you guys breaking up and not working?
So we did. It definitely wasn't that on why we didn't work. I think that the guys that I have come into contact with me being where I am, and I ain't even nowhere yet. Y'all, I ain't even got to where I'm trying to be yet. But I do feel like if they're not on my level or above, like they kind of get intimidated. But my thing is, if once we actually start dating or whatever, I'm always there to give advice. Like, so with this particular person, didn't have a SoundCloud, don't have Apple Music, like really just starting out, only did one video and everything. And we were really having a conversation, and he was just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna just do CDs and stuff like that. And I was like, whoa.
Wait a minute.
Right? I was like, CDs. I started giving him the rundown, like, look, so you need to do this, this, and this. With your video, you need to make sure that your producer, like who's doing your music, is good. You need to make sure that you get on all these music sites, because how is somebody in California going to get your CD?
Right.
He was just sitting
there.
He wasn't
trying to go digital, was he?
I'm not in the music industry, but it's like, it's a blueprint. It's a blueprint out there. Like, I ain't the smartest person, but I know some things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the type, like, if you want to do something, I'm 100% behind you. And if I feel like, you can use some help, I'm going to give my advice in the most humblest way, and the most easiest way, too, for you to understand, And once I really sat down with him and I told him, he was like, dang, you right. Like, I didn't even think about that. And I'm like, this the industry
this
you
what
in.
You want to be.
Okay,
but it only makes sense because I was like, when I listen, this is the conversation where I'm like, I listen to music when I'm washing dishes, when I'm in the shower. Like, who has a CD player in their home? You just want people to listen to your music.
You don't use the one in their car no more.
What was Buddy thinking?
Right.
Right. So I just, like, that's just the type of person I am. And that was really recent. Like, I ain't gonna say how.
Like a year recent? Within a year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, like I said, like, and that's why I'm just thankful, and I say that it's a blessing that you can date who you want and not who you need, because
that's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing, because my happiness is everything. And
definitely.
I'm gonna, even if you're not where you want to be, you tell me you want to be a rapper, you tell me you want to open up a store, you want to start a clothing line. Okay, baby, let's see how we can do this.
Right. It's a partnership.
So it's a partnership, 50-50, like, and I'm okay with that. Like, so that's just my mindset. Everybody isn't like that, but you don't have to already be Gucci Man for me to be interested.
Want to be with you, right?
Like I said, he had like one video. I don't even think he had a YouTube channel yet.
Oh wow.
He had one video on Instagram that he was promoting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, I know the type of person that he is, and like, you know,
Yeah.
and as long as like I'm doing my part, like if I'm in your life, I'm gonna make sure you on it.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like, don't go to the studio drunk and high. You know what I'm saying? No, you need to go sober so you make sure that your sound is right.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying? So
exactly.
it's just stuff like that. You want to open up a store? Okay, well, let's go find you some spaces that you can afford. And what are you gonna sell? Where are you gonna get your inventory from? Let's find
Right.
out where we can get this from. Like, I'm like that in a relationship with friends,
Boss
with
lady.
family.
Exactly.
Boss lady.
Because,
Exactly.
like I said, it's so much money out here. It's enough money for all of us. I ain't gotta hide nothing.
Right.
No secrets. No, none of that. You know
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? I'm giving you all the ingredients, and it's up to you whether you appreciate it or not.
Right.
And he didn't appreciate it, so I was on.
Had to keep
Look,
You got to understand, like,
no, we understand.
Yeah,
Nah,
okay.
look, what we gonna do now is do a rapid fire. Me and QKelly gonna go back and forth, ask you a question. It might have something to do with real estate.
Okay.
Might have something to do with social media, whatever the case may be. But you just gotta be 1,000% honest, and it gotta be a quick answer. Not a lot of explanation. Gotta be a
Right.
quick answer.
Okay, cool. I'm ready.
All right, I'm gonna start it off. The hottest neighborhood in Charlotte for property is
The hottest neighborhood in Charlotte. Enderley Park.
If you gonna own property in Ballantyne or Lake Norman, which one would it be?
Lake Norman. I want to be on a lake. I love the lake.
Right.
I'm going to
Okay.
have a house on Lake Norman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The most famous person that ever slid in my DMs is. Uh-oh. There you go.
I got a few. That's what you got. I can't even think right now.
There you go.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Do I have to answer that?
You gotta
I mean,
keep
you
1,000.
said-
You said you're gonna keep 1,000. Uh-oh.
Right.
Oh.
I don't know.
We gonna lead you. We gonna let
We
you
gonna
plead the
let-
fifth.
Please
yeah,
don't. Yeah,
plead the fifth.
We're gonna let you plead the fifth. We're gonna
we
let you.
cool. I thought we was cool. Y'all.
Right. Right. Okay, so my favorite artist is, or my favorite book to read is right now.
My favorite artist right now is Janae Aiko. She reads my soul. My favorite book right now that I'm reading is the Bible study.
Okay. The biggest turnoff in a guy is.
Hygiene. You gotta wash your hands. You gotta brush your teeth, baby.
My celebrity crush is.
My celebrity crush. I don't know, y'all. I'm not really like starstruck like that, so I don't. I
She
can
said she got
honestly-
too many in her DMs. They don't.
That
That don't phase her no more. You know.
People be having crushes on people just because of like I don't get starstruck like that. Like
Right.
so it's not like I don't know. Dang, that's a good question.
Okay. Sneakers or
Can
heels?
we come back to that one? I'm gonna think.
No
Right,
problem.
right,
No
right,
problem.
right,
Okay.
Sneakers or heels?
Sneakers.
Okay.
Okay.
If I could own a property in what city, or my dream city, what city would it be in?
It will be in Miami.
I love Miami.
Okay. Yeah. That.
I love Miami. I'm gonna have
Well, Wildwood, or would it be like on right there on Ocean Drive, or like?
I need the ocean in my backyard.
Okay.
Ocean
okay.
Drive there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The best piece of advice I ever received was blank.
Trust in God.
Amen.
Mm.
Amen.
If I can have a conversation on the phone with what celebrity realtor, what would it be? Who would it be?
Who would it be? It would be a celebrity realtor.
Or a realtor that you admire, that you feel like you haven't had any contact with, or you read about them, or you hear about them.
Jay Morrison, somebody of that.
I would say, I know this might sound crazy, but he does have his own real estate company, Warren Buffett.
Okay,
that's
yeah.
that's one of the best
That's
business minds
investment,
ever. Like
period.
Facts.
Like, investment, period.
his
Facts.
time is money. You feel me?
Exactly.
You know.
Okay.
Let's see. My biggest role model in my life is blank.
Myself. I can honestly say I didn't really have any role models growing up. It was really Mecedez, wake up and get your ass up.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? And I look back like at how far I've come.
Right.
And like I feel like I'm really my own role model because and I don't know if that's like arrogant to say.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But like I didn't look up to nobody growing up. Like I got to where I'm at because I believed in myself.
Right.
I didn't have any mentors once I got into real estate. Now I'm being someone else's mentor. So I
Right.
feel like I am my own role model because I'm my biggest cheerleader.
That's what's up.
The number one physical trait that I look for in a man is
Physical teeth.
Teeth.
I love a
Okay.
beautiful smile.
Right.
And
Okay.
chocolate skin. Can that go like
and you can't be dark
that go
skinned.
like
Exactly. Let's see. The best job I ever worked outside of real estate is blank.
is I bartended at a cigar lounge called Taylor Smoke. I wasn't there very long, but it was one of the best experiences from the owner, from the employees, the customers. It was dope. It was dope. It was Black owned. Most of the customers that came there were, African Americans that was doing a thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was very motivational. I even got some clients out of there, And so I'll definitely say that just from the motivation that it gave me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. On the flip side, the worst job you ever worked?
Worst job I ever worked probably was Carowinds.
Ooh, I know it's hot as hell.
That was
out
my
there.
first job when
Slaving.
I was 15. Yes,
Goodness
but I used to
gracious.
make money out there.
I believe it.
Like they used to give me all hours I wanted, but it used to be hot, and I ain't
Right.
had no car then. It was my first job, but it was hot.
I got
that was
one.
that was the biggest thing.
Okay, I got one. If I could have a shopping spree at my favorite designer store, what would it be?
It would be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have like a favorite like designer or anything like that. Shoot, it'd be Forever 21 because I'll probably get more for my money.
Ooh,
Oh, right.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Smart right
Like,
there.
I'm not
smart,
materialistic at all.
Right.
Like if
Yeah.
I like it, I like it. Like you know what
Right.
I'm saying. I don't have to go on no big name store to like. It's not about what y'all see. It's about what I like about myself. So
Right.
it'll probably be Forever 21 where I can get a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like more for my money, dead ass.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Can I curse?
Oh yeah. And you know we're gonna have to circle that back with that question that we had asked.
Exactly. We didn't forget.
You know what I'm saying?
The
So
crush one, right?
Yeah.
the crush
Yeah,
and
man.
what celebrity slid in them DMs. We ain't forgot. We ain't forget. We waiting.
We waiting.
So go with the celebrity first. Celebrity.
Celebrity crush.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, it would probably be Obama.
Ooh.
Why you?
She said she want a boss, boy. She
Why
want.
she playing?
I need a man in charge.
Right.
If
Right.
it got to be anybody.
That threw me in left field right there. I didn't expect that.
She trying to get out.
Not even that. I was actually reading Michelle Obama's book and stuff like that.
okay.
You want somebody that you can grow with, and
Right.
if anybody done grew together, they
Yeah,
done grew together.
they did it.
Right.
So
they did the damn
like
thing.
it was like a joke, but it's kind of serious too. Like
Right.
shoot, we can get up there together on some
Right.
like Beyonce, Jay-Z type stuff.
That's
Now, let
real.
me ask you this. All right, going back to the DMs. What's the craziest thing you've seen in the DMs as far as somebody trying to get your attention? As far as, trying to take you out on a date, even if it was from a blue check verified.
A D pick,
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord. have
people-
mercy.
That's a
Yeah.
no-no, right? That's a
From a
no-no.
blue check?
not from.
Oh,
All right,
I
I'm about to say the
But
boy's
the
bald.
craziest thing, yeah. But can we just skip that question, y'all? Please?
You feel like Cam Newton does
Right.
for the DM. Oh, okay.
She like, it's one of them Panthers.
Don't be throwing out names.
It's one of them Panthers,
I'm
right?
gonna just sit back quiet.
Oh, you said it's a Panther, QKelly?
It could be.
Well, you a fool.
She's smiling too hard over
Exactly.
there, but we gonna skip over
They
that.
be
We
in
gonna skip
everybody
over.
DM.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but look, we gonna end it on this. For any young woman out there that's watching that is inspired, we want, first of all, we want to have you come back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sure,
definitely.
sure.
I love this vibe. Like I'm so
Appreciate
proud
that.
of y'all. Like y'all my
I
brothers
appreciate
or
it.
something.
Oh, I
Like this
appreciate that.
platform is
1,000.
so dope, and I'm just glad y'all even consider me because I was just like me. Like
It's something I
For
feel like it's
real.
in this time and age it's something that's needed. Like we gotta shed a light
Facts.
on young black people, even older black people that's doing right in the
Yes,
community.
yes.
And what you doing, like when it comes to finances, when it comes to housing, when it comes to realtor stuff and properties, it's not enough black representation.
It's
It's not
not.
that black female. So for you
Facts.
to be able to, moving and shaking, and not only that, you getting yours, but you bringing people right along with you.
Exactly.
And like you sharing knowledge, you sharing information, and you trying to guide people, and you trying to give people motivation and mentorship, something that you didn't receive. That's dope,
it's
man.
outstanding.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I
for
appreciate
real,
that,
for
y'all,
real.
because I work hard. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need credit for y'all. Ain't got to tell me I'm doing good because I already know in my head what I've been through, where I've came from, and stuff
Right.
like that. And like I said, as long as you believe in yourself and you wake up every day and know what your passion is,
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You don't need no crowd behind you.
Right.
You
No
know?
validation.
You
You
don't
don't
need
need
no
validation.
fancy clothes. You
Right.
don't need no fancy car or anything like that. Just do you, and I promise you it's gonna work out. Pray and just
Yup.
be
Yup.
yourself. Like, don't
Facts.
try to put on no front, none of that, because you're gonna end up right back at square one, trying to impress other people.
Right.
You don't
So
like
always
them?
do it for yourself. Do
Fuck
it for
it.
yourself.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They don't like you,
exactly.
fuck it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
And I think that when people look at me, they get, I don't know, like they get a thought in their head of how I might act or
Think
something
intimidated
like that.
in a way.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, but as soon as I open my mouth, they're like, dang, you cool. Like your energy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm really big on energy.
Right.
You know, I can have a conversation with anybody. Like I'm not rude. I, take into account others' perspective. And I think that's the biggest thing, is being able to understand other people and be like, I'm not going to get mad at you because even though I don't agree with what you did, maybe how you came up, caused that, response, or
Right.
you never know why someone does what
That
they do.
upbringing.
That communication
Exactly.
degree coming in.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
for real.
you know what
for
I'm
real,
saying?
for
And
sure.
it's just like, it's a beautiful thing. I just find happiness in everything. I find happiness in this room. Dang, I like that wall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Yeah.
little things like that. And I think that people just give so much of their power away
Yeah.
when they care about what people think.
That's a fact.
You know, that is
That's
you.
a fact.
When you let people
That's a
take you out
bar.
of your character or like get you angry over the smallest thing, you giving them so much power over
Facts.
you because you're changing your character, you're changing who you are, and you're not like that.
Right. Exactly.
But you are in that moment, and now they got that picture of you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you ain't gonna never catch me slipping. Like, I don't care. You can be the rudest person to me. I'm still gonna tell you to have a good day because
Right.
I'm gonna have a good day after this.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You got these little 5 seconds, but you're not about to get the rest of my 24
Exactly.
hours.
You ain't gonna let
So,
that fester.
yeah, exactly. So, it's
Mercedes,
all
the
about
life coach.
Right. Hey.
I'm telling you right now.
You wear many hats, and you can tell that communication degree.
There's
One thing I
up.
feel like you have is like a certain energy. That's why I think people, it comes off of them maybe that you're intimidating because you just got a strong energy and presence about you, and then your communication skills are so good. So
Thank
I mean,
you. Thank you.
it's refreshing. Like I said, we
Thank
appreciate you for
I'm
real.
so
real.
glad that you
Yeah.
guys, had me on here. I'm definitely coming back whenever y'all
got
want.
to.
Of course, you got
I'm
to.
No, it's all
definitely coming
love.
back.
Absolutely.
I'm doing a lot of things with the community and stuff, so I'll definitely make sure you guys are there.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
yes,
for sure.
yes,
Anything you need, yeah.
always.
And
I
just for
appreciate
like
y'all.
all your social media, if you can, go ahead and let the fans know.
So my business page is M Stroud Properties, and my personal page is Mecedez _. You can find me on Facebook at Mecedez Stroud Properties, and my personal page is just Mecedez Stroud. You can even look on my website, Mecedez Stroud Properties. I'm telling y'all, my name is going to be everywhere. So
Big
if you
time.
don't know it now,
No,
you
it's
gonna
here.
know it.
It's
You
here. We gonna
know
speak it.
Exactly.
Definitely. So I
Most-
appreciate y'all having me. Definitely.
You welcome.
Most definitely. Again, I just love the conversation. Like we said, we're gonna definitely link it up for next time. Anything you need, obviously, with anything in the community. For Josh Sapu,
QKelly the Great.
super producer Daryl Mays, No Boundaries Season 3. We out. Love.
We out.